Well, welcome. I'm so excited to have author Carrie Turansky. Thank you for joining me. It's nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
And I should say you're an award-winning author.
Okay.
Yes, and you have 23 books?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while, so
Yeah.
that makes it easier.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
Carrie, I've never met you before, so could you kind of give me a little bio about you?
Okay, so I am married to Scott, and he's a pastor. We live in New Jersey. We have 5 adult children and 12 grandchildren. So I really enjoy, time with my family is really important to me. But I've been writing for more than 20 years, so I usually do about a book a year, and that's why I have 23, because I've been doing it for a while.
Yes, I think a book a year is plenty. That's
Yeah.
a lot of work writing a book, from what I hear.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, what kind of books do you write?
I write inspirational, historic romance, but I also write dual time. So those has 2 plots that kind of weave together. One's contemporary and one's set in a historical period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are the challenges? What is your biggest challenge in writing a dual timeline?
Well, you want to have both plots weave together in a meaningful way. They should have themes that kind of somehow match so that there's a purpose for the 2 plots. But the last one I did had some mystery elements, and so it was really challenging to try to decide how to weave them together, because in my first dual time I just went back and forth, 1 chapter at a time, contemporary and then historical. But in this last one that I wrote, it's called A Token of Love, and it's set in Victorian England, and there were some mystery elements. So then how soon can you reveal that? But you don't want them to know that in the contemporary part. So my editor helped me a lot. We had to rearrange some of the scenes and chapters to make it work and be most enjoyable for readers.
Yeah, I think that sounds very difficult to do.
I was a little bit I decided I think I'm going to go back to just writing straight historicals for my next book. But I do love the dual time kind of a genre, so I probably will go back to that.
Sure. So tell us about the one you were just talking about.
The Token of Love?
Yes.
Yes, so that's set in Victorian England, and it has to do with the disappearance of a little girl from the Foundling Hospital, which was the first children's charity home in London. And so there's a young woman who had to give up her baby, and then later she wants to try to reclaim the baby, so she and her sister work on this together to try to reclaim the child, who would now be 8. But when they go to the Foundling Hospital, they're told the baby died. But then they meet a cleaning woman who says that's not true. She was here until just a week ago when she disappeared, and she's not the first pretty little girl to disappear from the Foundling Hospital. So that sets them off on their journey to try to find out what happened to the little girl, how they can rescue her, and it's tied in with some true events that happened, and a journalist that teams up with them to help them, who was trying to expose just some things that were going on negatively at that time with young girls being mistreated and taken away. So it has that serious element, but it also offers hope, and it's inspiring, and there is a happy ending. I never kill off my main characters or leave you in the dark. I always try to show, especially with the inspirational themes, how God is working and how He has a plan and how He wants to bring things together when you're kind of teamed up with Him. So
yeah. How about your more historical one that's coming out?
So the next one I have coming out is called A Very English Christmas. It's much lighter, and but it's also set in England. I love to write stories that are set there. So I teamed up with 2 other authors, and it's 3 novellas in one collection. And we each chose a different era in English literature, and we have a secondary character in each of the novellas who is a famous British author. So my friend Carolyn Johnson, hers has Jane Austen as a secondary character, and I have Charles Dickens in my story as secondary, and then my friend Maggie Gray has Beatrix Potter. And so it's fun to just learn more about those authors and reimagine their lives, and then our characters meet them, and the authors have an influence on their life. And then I wrote a contemporary wraparound story that just short chapters in the beginning and the end, and that tie the different novellas together, with a young woman who has gone through some difficult things, and she goes to her grandmother's home for the Christmas season, and she has an antique shop, and each novella had an object that shows up in this contemporary story. Okay. So it's kind of a dual time, and it's actually a triple time. So that's A Very English Christmas, and it comes out in October.
And so your previous historical novels, are they English or are they?
Most of about the last 8 or 9 are all English, set in England, and then I also have some American historicals and some contemporary.
Okay, have you gotten to go to England to do research?
Yeah, I've been 3 times to do research trips, so that was really fun, and toured all around different areas and visited a lot of places. I really loved Downton Abbey. That kind of got me into writing English historical. So I got to go visit Highclere where Downton was filmed. That was really fun. And then we went up north to the area where Beatrix Potter lived and visited her home Hilltop Farm. And so that's really great to be able to be there and see some of these things in person.
And then, so do you know what your storyline is going to be for when you're over in England to do research, or are they just?
Usually I already know the direction I'm going, but sometimes when I'm there I find something new for the next book, so that's always fun too. A lot of the historic homes I like to visit, the big castles and mansions, a lot of them are owned by Heritage Association or National Trust, and they'll have bookstores. So I love to look through the bookstores and find more interesting characters and more ideas for stories.
Yeah. So do you have any modern authors that have inspired you in your author journey?
Oh, I do. There are so many wonderful ladies that are here with me this weekend that I've really learned so much from. Julie Clausen writes English historical, and I've learned a lot from her. She's been very gracious to endorse some of my stories, so that's been great. And another author I really enjoy is Kathy Golke. Hers are more World War II or American set stories, but she has such a way of weaving the faith element in that's so beautiful, and I really love her books too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in our time of our world, there's lots. It seems like just lots of strife going on, and so why do you choose Jesus over, let's say, other religions or even no religion? Why do you lean towards God?
Well, I mean, it's saved my life. I feel like my life's totally changed since I, came to know more about who Jesus is and what his teachings are, and then began to, read the Bible and study the Bible and see how it works out practically in your life in such beautiful ways. What God says is true, and so it really works and it really helps you in so many ways. So I like to weave that into my story and show different ways that God works and can help us through the struggles and things that we're going through. So that's an important part I like to put in my stories. Yeah.
Great. Carrie, thank you so much for being on the program. I appreciate that, and appreciate you and just writing stories is great. It's so great as a reader to just go and escape and learn too in a fun way.
Yeah, it's good. Mine always have history, a lot of times true history events and people, so that's always kind of fun too. You get to learn as well as enjoy and relax and take a break from anything else that's happening.
Exactly, yes. Well, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Yeah.